Well, it's back in business. It's time once again for some drawing. It's been a couple of weeks, and I apologize for that, but, you know, sometimes these things happen. Had a very busy couple of weeks at conventions, and there's the camera. And just kind of happy to get back into doing some drawing. Also feeling a little under the weather tonight, so I think this won't be a particularly long stream tonight. But definitely want to get some drawing in. So let's go ahead and get off. Now that I'm near the end of this particular book, it's kind of awkward to draw against this the spine here. So I'm going to go ahead and just tear that off and then dig into my pencils. Grab my pencil for tonight. There it is. There it is. That's reasonably sharp. And we'll start drawing a little bit. We're a little off kilter there. And I'm just gonna do some drawing practice. Actually, let's see if we can pull up. I wanted to draw a little bit of Alice here. There's Alice. See if we can't bring her back into the drawing here. Wow, she's got a really big, really zoomed in drawing there. Let me reset that, and maybe we'll try doing a little bit more of Alice tonight, just as a just kind of a test. I think I'll move this over here. That's better. So Alice, as we know, is Alice test is 3 heads tall. Let's see if we can get a decent Alice drawn here. Let me get some hair. Oh, good. This is turning out pretty well so far. Nice to know I can get back into things and it's not too hard. And then her hair comes down like this, and then kind of flares out, and comes along like that, and comes down here to kind of the neck. Then we have her neck, which is very thin. I don't remember, kind of hard to see. Let me find the actual drawing. Okay, so there's a little shirt there, and then we have this. I'm actually going to make her shoulders a little more realistic. And she has her shirt, and her body is smaller than her head, oddly, but I think that'll make sense. So it just comes down to kind of here, and then we have a little skirt, which just goes like this. Again, this is more or less warm up, just to get me back into the swing of things. I want to play around with some animation stuff today too, if I have some time, if I'm still feeling it, but I've got kind of a hot forehead and some other stuff that makes me feel like maybe I should not be drawing for too long tonight. But we'll do a couple of drawings here. So just to get back into the swing of things. Those are not feeling that very much. There we are. Yeah, we want kind of thinner arms, and then similar kind of That's okay there. What the heck's a stream marker? Twitch is pointing out you can add markers when you're live using later the Highlander easier editing. Channels have past broadcast storage enabled. Streaming live as opposed to running a premiere or rerun. Oh, interesting. So I can add a marker to know, okay, here's where a particular thing started. Let me adjust that a bit. That's better. So what's going on here? So I've given her gorilla arms. Let me fix that. Just realizing. Made her arms way too big. I got these proportions off somehow. Yeah. That's slightly better. That's the arm over here is completely wrong though. That's better. Just trying to get a feel for this, the shapes of the thing. You know, I don't want her arms bowed in a natural way, but that's all right there. Then let's work on. We want what? We want those beautiful eyes. So we have the curve here for the eyes. Curve here for the eyes. Those big ol' irises. And then we get the little lines, and then we'll give her eyebrows like that. And I'll give her a little, maybe a little side smile there. That's not bad. The eyes are a little bigger here. And the arms, I think I'm gonna shrink down the eyes a bit. So they're not quite as huge. Just slightly, just enough. Give it that similar feel, but not quite as kind of over the top. Yeah, that's better. Maybe down a bit here. Let's redo. So maybe here. Those eyes. Oops. Again, I'll be inking this, so it's okay if it's not. If I'm kind of killing my lines. That's better. Yeah, I'll fix those lines here when I ink. But that's a pretty decent version of her. Now let's grab the pen. These wonderful new pens. So that's a blue one. That's not what I wanted. Black one. And see what I can do here. See how thin I can make these lines. Where's her ears? Oh, no ears on this. Interesting. Did not realize that. Nice point on the hair. Getting a sense for how this pen draws, and when I'm getting a thicker line or a thinner line. I want a pretty thick line for the hair, I think. That's exactly what I'm getting. This is part of the experimentation, is just getting a sense of your tools. These new pens I'm loving. They definitely give me a lot more options. based on how I use the brush or pen. And I'm trying to get used to that. And give her. I think I'll bring her neck in a little bit. Whoops. I really like what this pen gives me in terms of these. I can do kind of more bold lines, and they feel more bold. They feel more natural. And I can actually do some fun things with the thickness or non-thickness of the lines. I like that curve of the hand. It's a little awkward. Yet I'm not worried about the hand shape. Oops. Getting a little wavy on that line. Really hard to get that nice and straight. I get a nice kind of marker sense on that. And I think this is a thinner tip up here. We'll see if I can use that. Oh no, it's a gray. Never mind. She may end up looking like she has bags under her eyes. Give her those eyelashes. And then let's try to do the pupils. I really am not very good at these shapes, as you can tell. But I'm learning. What have we got? Oh, they're pretty uneven. Well, wow, such control. The control offered by these pens is just amazing. Once I get used to it. I like that. Give her her hair. There we go. How's that look? Hard to tell. Yeah, she's cute. That is a not unreasonable Alice. I'm pretty happy with that. Not bad for 10 minutes. 15 minutes of a little sketching. Let's give her a little bit more in there. Yeah, you can do some fun stuff with these pens. I'm very glad I got these. These are, I don't know what, they're calligraphy pens. Tombow, Tombow pens. They're like brush pens, they're called. And they give you a lot of nice control. So basically, if you're very light, you get a thin line. If you press down, you get a thick line. Which may sound normal for most pens, but it's actually hard to get, really good control out of that. Whereas these kind of give you that. So it's feeling good. Then we erase. Give us our much nicer lines. Did I? Just realizing. Yeah, I should. So these lines should come up here on the shirt. So let's do that. I just want to. Give that sense of the shirt having some lines to it. There we are. Looks a little more realistic now. A little more real. All right, so there's Sarah, Alice for today. Little Alice practice. This was August 2018, and we got to do our finishing stamp. Since I have it, I want to use it. There we go. We're finished with that particular drawing. Now what? I said I want to do some animation stuff, but I'm not quite sure what. I don't know what my thing is. I've been reading a lot about animation lately, and how the old animators played around with a lot of stuff. And maybe like a hand wave. I know I did a little thing before. I think it was sort of a this. Maybe if I could play around a little bit with a hand wave, that's interesting. So if I do this, notice that my head moves back and forth a little bit naturally as I'm moving that. Obviously the entire body moves, but I don't think I need to represent that. But I do need to shift the head a little bit. But I could actually draw the head as a separate element. So body, head, and then hand going back and forth. Let's try that, maybe. That goes off to the side. And we'll do another character. Perhaps this time I'll draw it actually separate. So I'll draw the head and the body and so forth. And this time I think let's do an original character for this. So we'll do same kind of general head shape and proportions. Yeah, but we'll do a simpler hairstyle. So the and we want something like that. Yeah, I don't want that nose. And then we'll do some ears. Ton of fun. And we'll do hair, kind of doing this thing. No, I don't like that hair. We can do the hair. Let's look at our hair options. Hair chances or options do we have here for a sort of a typical boy? Oh, that's pretty good. So we'll just do hair, maybe like this, and we'll do something like that. That works. Like I said, we'll do a separate body. I'm actually going to put it down here, I think. Give him a neck. Similar kind of thing. We'll do a shirt, but we want... Actually, if he's... So yes, we need to angle the body so the head will be like this, while the shirt will be like this. I think I'm going a little too small on the body. Let me expand that out a bit. Yeah, that seems better on the body size. Again, we'll give him a simple, whoops, but I'm not doing this right. Because he should be kind of like that. Yeah, he's angling, so we should actually make it angle. Shirt will come kind of like this. Actually, no, it won't. It will come like that. And then we'll do... That's not bad. I may have to shrink that in post. I think it's a little bit too big for the body. But I think we've got something reasonable to start with. Let me... this down here, and his shoes, which again we'll fix later. Let's make his shirt and give him like a belt of some kind. A little buckle there. Okay, so there's that. But then I still need to separate. So what I should do is actually do this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ink the head, I'm going to ink the body, and then I'm going to lay paper over this and do other hands or other arms. So eventually I'll come in here with the with Photoshop basically when I edit these, and so I'll basically erase this, put the other arm on there, and so forth and so on. So let me go ahead and ink him. So we have a head. Still getting used to how much I can actually play here with this. This pen. So I'm used to all that. Okay, that's not great. But we've got lines. Very wobbly, but you know. At least we've got something there. Be careful with these. Try to get these more or less balanced. Yeah. I'm learning. I cannot be too terribly hard on myself. I mean, I can. I don't want to be. Not healthy. Okay, that's kind of nice. Let's get him teeth. And then our hair. Trying to go kind of wispy on the edges there. Not easy. I have new appreciation for all those inkers in the anime world and how they're able to get such consistent lines from one drawing to the next. That ain't easy. He's kind of cute. Alright, so then we'll give him his his shirt. Of course, this pen is designed more for like manga than animation, so I'm kind of fighting against that in a sense. Let's make this a nice heavy belt buckle and a fairly light belt, but visible. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. And there's the shorts. Right, and then the little legs. And he doesn't really have feet per se. That's fine. And then we'll do the arms, which I want to be fairly light on. Okay. And then this arm comes up like this. Okay. So there's the first wavy arm. Yeah, I'll definitely be scaling that down a bit in post. But meanwhile, put this down. I used to kind of glue this down, but for now, I'm just going to try going over this straight, actually. So this is going to go like this. And then connect down like this, I think. So we'll have his arm like this, and actually bend. This is pretty nuts. And then go out. There we are. I'm getting roughly the same shape, but I'm worried that the line quality is so different. There was some extra blackness there. Okay, so there's that. And then we'll do another one further down. And if I were sane, I would pencil this in, but I am not sane, quite demonstrably. So that's going to be like this. and then like this, and then that comes out like that. Alright, so there are his arm movements. Okay, so we've got that one, and that one, and that one. And so we'll alternate between those three, and we'll see if that ends up with a pretty decent animation. Alright, I'm not going to do super deformed for everything, obviously, but I want to do some animation experimentation tonight. Oops, oh, that's not good. In fact, I think now I'm learning, I have learned, that next time if I do some animation, I'm going to use just a normal pen, you know, one of these sorts of things, a straight liner pen, so I get really consistent lines. I mean, you can still mess that up, obviously, but it won't have this variable width, which is very nice for like a manga style drawing or a comic style drawing. I'm not complaining about the kind of the visuals of that. That's pretty nice. You know, I really like how the feet. I just like the sort of calligraphic sense of those feet. You know, ridiculous shapes, but just that the way that is kind of interesting. So okay. So there's our animation attempt. You know what? Nation number. I've done a couple, so we're going to call this number 3 for 13th August 2018. And because that's done, that gets a finishing stamp. All right, cool. That will do it for me for tonight. I said a short one tonight, but just getting back into the swing of things. Don't want to overextend myself too much, but I hope that's been useful and helpful. So what I've learned today is, yes, we can do some fun animation stuff. I think I'm going to, maybe over the next few weeks, I will think up some basic movement. Maybe I'll think of a little script, a couple of characters talking to each other, and some very basic animation. And I'll just draw a little simple animation of just some characters like talking and interacting and moving. And we'll try animating that out and see what happens. Again, just kind of very, very crude animation in that sense. But it'll be fun to try that and see what happens. So I've certainly learned to use not one of these fancy dancy variable width brush pens for animation. Animation wants very consistent lines. We've learned that. But that variable width pen makes a rather nice set of lines. They feel a little more natural. They feel a little more manga-y, if you will. So definitely going to use that for the more manga-style illustrations. So that'll be the plan there. So maybe what I'll do is I will keep doing the super deformed characters for the animation, because that can be simple. You know, because it's supposed to be crude, the super deformed kind of fits in with that, because the super deformed is very simple. So I think that'll be a nice kind of plus that I do these super deformed characters in animation to both learn animation and to keep up with the super deformed. But then I also want to start working into some more seinen manga illustration stuff. Start getting into normal proportions, shading, color maybe. So that'll be kind of the next big thing. So what I might do, well, we'll find out. But that's kind of where I think I'm going to go. So thank you all very much for following, and I hope this has been helpful. And until next week, I hope you draw something.